In the depths of the savanna night, the bellow of the buffalo sounds as a proud assertion of sovereignty. The power and majesty of this giant lie not in fang or aggression, but in a spirit of unity and resilient endurance. They stand together as an unbreakable wall, proving that the greatest defenders are not always the hunters. With a height of up to 18 feet, it is the tallest land animal today. Its 24-pound heart works tirelessly to pump blood to nourish this massive body. The maple leaf-shaped patterns on its coat are its most characteristic identifying feature. Males often engage in necking to compete for mating rights and establish status. These clashes cause the ossicones on the males' heads to often become bald over time. Maasai giraffes live in flexible groups, mainly consisting of females and their young. They sleep only about 30 minutes a day through extremely short naps of 1 to 2 minutes. This habit helps them stay on high alert for lions and hyenas. Eating leaves from high up helps them regulate the tree canopy, creating living space for lower-dwelling species. The gray heron does not need bright colors. Its strength lies in absolute precision. The black crest and shaped neck are formidable weapons for hunting. It can stand motionless for hours, waiting for the opportunity to launch a lightning-fast strike. Its high adaptability helps the gray heron survive even in temporary water bodies. The skills of this bird go far beyond mere hunting. A special claw helps it keep its feathers clean and light for movement. Grey herons prefer to build communal nests high up, creating bustling bird gardens near rivers. These sturdy nests are often reused by them over many years. Each breeding season, the mother heron will incubate 3 to 5 pale blue eggs for about 28 days. When the dry season comes, they can fly hundreds of kilometers to find new water bodies. Another prominent resident is the African spoonbill. Found across marshes and shallow lakes, these birds thrive where water is plentiful. With its snow-white plumage and long, flattened bill, the spoonbill hunts not by sight, but by touch. Its bill sweeps rhythmically through the shallow waters. With a wingspan of over 3 feet, they glide effortlessly over the wetlands, moving in graceful flocks that enhance safety and foraging success. Each rainy season, water from upstream floods the grasslands and bush, breathing life back into an ecosystem ready for renewal. Trees, reeds, and aquatic grasses sprout in dense emerald clusters, greening the land. Each year, more than 200,000 birds return to the Nile Delta, a crucial stopover for migratory species. Among them, one bird stands out. The greater flamingo, the largest of its family, as temperatures and water levels change in spring and autumn, the flamingos leave the arid lands, journeying to the flooded fields of the Nile Delta. Here, they find safety, abundant food, and a place to raise the next generation. Standing over 4 feet tall, with a wingspan of nearly 5.5 feet, the greater flamingo moves with unparalleled grace. The flamingo's hue, a soft pink born from a diet rich in carotenoid pigments, starts as a pale white and deepens over time. Their migration is more than just survival. It is a ritual of renewal. In great flocks of up to thousands, they protect one another. Once one of the largest lakes on Earth, today the waters of Lake Chad fluctuate between 1,350 and 1,500 square miles, depending on the season. This belt of flooded grassland remains one of the most important ecosystems of the Sahel. And prancing across this watery kingdom, crowned in gold, is one of Africa's most striking birds, the gray-crowned crane. Graceful yet resilient, the crane has mastered the rhythm of the rising and falling waters. Its long legs carry it through the flooded fields. When the rains return, the Zambezian grasslands burst back to life. This is the moment the gray-crowned cranes have been waiting for. After months of migration, they return in graceful flocks. On the African savanna, where life and death are intertwined in every breath, nature is not just a stage, but a formidable opponent. When the rainy season arrives, bringing with it endless floods, muddy plains, and raging rivers, The migration of millions of wildebeest, zebras, and buffalo becomes a brutal battle against the elements. When the first rains fall, the savanna transforms in an instant. The arid grasslands, once scorched by the dry season's sun, are now submerged in water. For the wildebeest and the zebra, which rely on speed for survival, the mud is a fearsome enemy. Their slender legs, designed for sprinting across the plains, sink deep into the thick mud, slowing them down. A herd of zebras, their black and white stripes shimmering in the sun, moves slowly through a flooded plain. The young foals, with their weak legs, stumble in the knee-deep mud. In these moments, nature spares neither prey nor predator. All must face the brutality of the land. The floods do not just slow movement, they turn the grasslands into deadly traps. The low-lying areas where rainwater collects into temporary lakes become invisible snares. If the mud is an unseen enemy, then the raging rivers are the most terrifying challenge of the migration. Rivers like the Mara, the Grumeti, or the Chobe, mere trickles in the dry season, become roaring beasts in the rainy season. For the wildebeest, zebra, and buffalo, crossing these rivers is not a choice, but a command of survival. When a herd of wildebeest, numbering in the tens of thousands, gathers on the banks of the Mara River, the air becomes thick with tension. Beneath the murky surface, dangers lurk. The roar of the rushing water mixes with the cries of the young wildebeest, creating a chaotic symphony of life. Then, as if driven by an unseen signal, one wildebeest leaps into the water, triggering a stampede of thousands. But the river is merciless. The young wildebeest, too weak to fight the current, are swept away, their small bodies disappearing in the flow. The zebras, with their incredible stamina, try to swim across, but even they cannot always defy the power of nature. Here, nature is unforgiving. Every rainy season, every drought, every changing river rewrites the balance between predator and prey, between life and death. Yet, beyond the instinct for survival are journeys that span thousands of miles, enduring for generations, where species have learned to adapt, to endure, and to triumph. This is not just the story of one species, but of an entire continent, a story of life in constant motion. Welcome to the Wildlife Documentary. Wildlife, the untold migrations of the savanna wilderness. While the great migrations of millions of animals capture the headlines, smaller species silently undertake journeys no less significant. These hidden migrations, though less noticed, are the fine but crucial threads that weave the complex ecological tapestry of the savanna. Small antelopes like the dik-dik or the steenbok begin their own migrations. Unlike the vast herds of wildebeest, these antelope move in small groups, often just a few individuals or even alone. With their slender bodies, large, watchful eyes, and nimble legs, they navigate narrow paths, avoiding the main routes of the larger herds. Their journeys may not span hundreds of miles, but they are fraught with danger, from stealthy leopards to sudden flash floods. The dik-dik, so small it stands only knee-high to a human, moves seasonally in search of young shrubs and tender leaves. Its primary food it does not need the vast grasslands of the wildebeest. But its survival depends on the patches of land where the rain brings forth rare green shoots. Their journey often takes place at night, when the darkness shields them from the eyes of predators. Every step is a delicate dance. The Egyptian sand viper, a small but mysterious reptile, is a master of camouflage in the hot, sandy desert. Unlike larger snakes like pythons or cobras, the Egyptian sand viper is compact, only 8 to 14 inches long. This snake does not undertake long migrations like the antelope, but survives by lying in wait, patiently ambushing its prey. Buried in the sand, with only its keen eyes exposed, it strikes with lightning speed when a small lizard or insect passes by. The sand viper's survival is a silent dance. Every movement is calculated to avoid the scorching heat of the day and the cold desert nights. In the sky, where vultures circle and hawks soar, smaller water birds undertake migrations that often go unnoticed. Storks, cranes, and spoonbills, with their delicate but resilient wings, fly hundreds of miles in search of the wetlands born from the rainy season. One notable water bird is the yellow-billed stork, with its pristine white plumage and long, slender legs. They travel in small flocks, often just a few dozen, flying low over the water in search of newly flooded areas. Their journey is not just for food, but for breeding. As the floods create wetlands, the storks build their nests in half-submerged trees, laying their eggs and raising their young. When the first rains revive the savanna, the giants of the wilderness begin their journey. Herds of African elephants, massive creatures imbued with a primal strength, move slowly but with a majestic presence. Leading the herd are the seasoned matriarchs, the keepers of generational memory. The instinct of the elephant is a wonder of nature. The matriarchs, often having lived for decades, carry a living map of the savanna within them. They remember the underground water sources hidden deep within the earth. The winding paths through dense forests, and even the lands scorched by past droughts. An old matriarch can pinpoint the location of a waterhole she visited decades ago, even if the landscape has been altered by wind, rain, or fire. The elephant's journey is not just a search for food. It is a pilgrimage. Every step is a connection to their ancestors, to the land, and to life itself. As they move, the young calves, with their small ears and clumsy trunks, learn from their mothers and grandmothers. They watch how the elders use their trunks to sniff the air for signs of water. The rainy season, with its intense downpours, brings life to the savanna. The arid grasslands now sprout lush green shoots, providing an abundant food source for elephants, wildebeest, and buffalo. The wildebeest and buffalo, their companions on the savanna, also take advantage of the rainy season to graze on fresh grass, building up strength for the journey ahead. But the rain also brings danger. The ancient paths, once dry and easy to travel, turn into muddy quagmires. The rivers, mere trickles in the dry season, now roar with powerful currents, ready to sweep away any creature that dares to cross. For the elephant herds, these rivers are a major challenge. The small calves cling to their mothers to avoid being carried away by the current. The wildebeest and buffalo face similar dangers. The flooded grasslands slow their pace, making them vulnerable to predators. On this journey, the giants do not travel alone. They carry with them their sentinels, their private guard. It is an ancient pact. In exchange for sustenance, the oxpecker offers its eyes. A piercing cry is the price of passage, a signal that can mean the difference between life and a sudden, violent death. On the savanna, the terrain shapes not only the path of the herbivores, but also the strategy of the predators.